So most teams use AI tools for coding, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's actually more to it than that. You can actually use AI tools to help with automating research, content creation, and even team communications with it. This one setup that I'm going to show you helps turn OpenCode into your team's productivity engine or your personal assistant. And 90% of people don't even know you can do this. So if you're using OpenCode just for code, you're missing out on hours saved every week. So let me show you what you could be doing with it. Quick shameless plug before we jump into it. If you're looking to use tools like this for your own team and you would like to have strategies implemented, hit the link down below and book a call with me and we can talk more about it. Anyway, jumping straight to the code. All right, I've got an open repo here and you can see there's one file. I actually want to show you how easy it is to make this whole setup just using one file with instructions, using OpenCode itself. You can do this with Claude Code too if you wish, but essentially the instructions are we're going to build a planning and research and content creation workflow using different agents and /command. That's pretty much it. I'll go into more detail about what this actual text comes when we're running it. But to get started, we're just really just going to run OpenCode. And in OpenCode, we're literally just going to reference this doc that we have here to build our whole thing. So we're literally just going to say, hey, please build our personal workflows using the file we just stated here. And we should start seeing it build our .opencode folder with all the settings in it. So we can see here, it's kind of getting all this context that I built, how it's establishing this. While we're waiting for that to build, I just want to quickly touch on some of like the thoughts behind the instructions here. And it's around these three things: /command, context files, and agent. So I don't know about Claude Code, but I know a lot about OpenCode. And OpenCode with /commands, I know anything with the @ symbol, if I refer to an external file, gets pulled in automatically as context. And that's great. So that's a great way of like, you can pull a /command to do a task, and there's always going to be reference files that you always want in. And you can manage those reference files using the @ symbol, so it helps separate concerns. And I know it's going to be pulled into the /command. So the /command is like your initial prompt, not initial, your initial prompt with context that you can pull straight in. And this is the kind of theories I'm kind of giving this, so I can then incrementally change how it behaves very systematically, which is great. So if you do the @ symbol and agents, just note the agent has the option to pull it in. It still has to do a tool calls to bring it in OpenCode, and I just felt like sometimes agents don't always do that, so that's why I really prefer the /command to bring in, you know, initial context that we really care about. And that's the main theory about these three going on here. So one thing I am going to touch in this video that I haven't touched before is we're going to install an MCP, a local MCP for this project, and we're going to be using the Brave MCP. And just to go into what that looks like is if we go to the OpenCode documentation, we just go to the MCPs here, MCP service, we can see this is pretty much how an MCP is configured here. I'm literally just going to copy this and go back to my code. And you kind of want it in the main folder here. So you just want this to be OpenCode.json. And we're literally just going to paste that in. I'm going to get rid of this. All right. And now we've got our general MCP server here. And I'm going to go to the web again. I'm going to go to the Brave MCP documentation. All right, so I'm going to be using this Brave Search API, and this is the MCP instructions here to install. It looks a bit different. You can't just copy and paste this, but I'm just going to copy this and then input the commands this side. So I'm just going to do this for now, and I will fix it afterwards. So we got the MCP. We want the Brave Search. Yeah, that's correct. So we're literally just going to change the name here, and the type is local because we are installing it, and the one is MPX, not bun. We wanted -y, and we've got this is like the install package. We're just going to put that in. There we go. Enabled, yes. Environment, we wanted Brave API. We're literally going to do that, and we'll put the API key there. All right, now let me get rid of this. This is no longer needed. When I comment. All right, so we're going to go get the API key for this. We're going to go to Brave website. This is the website here called brave.com. You can sign up for a free API. You can pay $0 a month, get 1 query per second, up to 2,000 queries per month. One thing to note, you do need to put your card in for this, even though it's free. I know, but that's what it is. So just sign up. Once you've signed up, all right, so once you land on Brave and you signed up your account, you kind of want to go to subscriptions here. So click on subscriptions, make sure you click the subscribe button for the free account. It will ask for your card details. That's just, I think, how they want to stop abuse. So you can add your card details, and then after that, once you've subscribed, it'll charge you nothing, don't worry. You can then press on API keys. When you go to API keys, you'll see pretty much nothing here, but you can go to the top here and add your own API key. And then from this, you can copy whatever the API key is and go back to your code and paste it in here. All right, so we back after jumping around doing the Brave thing, and we can see our agent has built everything. So let's have a quick look. So we can see at the top here, it made the OpenCode folder. It made some agents, command and context, and then it's made some just normal files where it'll store all of this. So let's have a quick look. In agent strategy, we can come here and just have a quick look to make sure if this is correct. This is a sub agent. I don't think that is correct. I kind of want this to be a primary agent. So I'm going to change that, and we can see it creates, it's got all the things. Great. So it knows how it needs to write everything, not too bad. We've got my life strategy agent, great. And then we've got our research. Is this also a primary? Okay, it's primary, and this is a sub. Okay, research agent as a sub, I think that is fine. We don't always need to use a research agent as a primary one. We can change that if we need be. All right, but we can see it pretty much has everything in it, which is awesome. And we can go to our slash commands, because this is pretty much what we really care about. So we want to plan a blog post, we can just run this blog post here. The same with the daily plan. Prioritize plan for the daily, and we can do research, Twitter thread, and we got our context of what the blog pattern should look like. We've got our brand voice, we've got our Twitter patterns, awesome. And we've got essential patterns also. We'll put it here. And we've got some life goals and routine. We can come in and update all this. But all right, so one thing to note, we made this with OpenCode. We actually have to exit the session because everything we've just created here, both with the MCP and all the agents, aren't in the session yet. We actually have to close it and reopen it. So I'm literally going to reopen it. And we get OpenCode starting again. To see that it's working, we can press tab to see if our agents change. And we can see content strategy agents is there, which is awesome. So I'm going to use this as an example, and I'm going to ask it to create a. So we got the blog post slash command in there, which is great. And I'm going to do a top. All right, so I'm just going to ask it to make a blog post. I want to make sure what AI tooling is picking up. And pretty straightforward. And what we should see happen is it should reference the research agent. Hold on, I didn't know if it has that. All right, I saw one mistake before carrying on. In my content agent here, I actually see no reference to the research agent, which is kind of core for what I care about. So I'm just literally going to come in here and say, always use the research agent to gather information and for URLs provided. And I'm just going to press an @ here just so it knows it's the research agent. And it should then, and I just need to make sure research assistant agent. Yep, that's correct. Now it shouldn't use, so now it should just use this research agent constantly. So I'm just going to exit OpenCode again, and I'm going to build a blog post again. So I'm going to just ask to make a blog post about why AI tooling is so popular in 2025 and the pros and cons. And what we'll see, it should hopefully give some research to the research agent and go from there. So we can see here, it is saying, let me gather some research insights. And we can see it's delegating, which is kind of what we want. And there we go, we're asking the research agent. Remember, the Brave API only allows us to do one search per second. Sometimes that may be an issue, and we might actually have to prompt that say, hey, when you do a search, wait 1 second before you do another one. And that's just something to note. So we can see here, it is doing quite a bit of research here. It's grabbing a few different queries. I can go right, left to see what's going on in it. So we can see, no issues. It actually is giving us the response back, which is great. No issues so far. All right, and we can see what it's looking at. McKinsey, it's really trying to grab all the different bits of research here. We could actually do a better prompt on how research should be structured and filtered through, but for this demo purposes, I'm just showing you a quick way of doing it. All right, So once it's done its research, it'll come back. It's making a folder and then it'll save it. All right, so it is done running. So we can see, if we just quickly scroll up, you can see here it did the research. Then it actually made a file where we're going to put this. It actually went and grabbed the brand voice from what we wanted. It actually then built our whole blog post and then saved it. And we can see our new blog post that's there. And this is just a draft. You probably want to come here and edit it and change it how you want it to be. The last one I just want to show off is, so this is do /new because we don't want this context. We want to probably build our daily plan. So we can just go daily plan. All right, so we're literally just going to use the /daily plan, and we're just going to ask it to help us build each of this up. We'll see how it does. So we're just running that and it's just analyzing the request. I'm actually realizing I ran the wrong agent. Okay, we're going to just build up our life planner quickly. And at the moment you can see I'm still on the content strategy agent. I'm just going to press tab here to go to the life strategy agent, just so we're using the right agent here for the job that we specified here. So it knows how everything works. And I'm then going to just use the daily plan / command. So it just grabs all the different contexts. All right, so I'm just going to go /daily plan, and then I'm going to give it what I'm trying to do here. And my focuses are just fixing code and content generation. And I'm just going to press enter, and that's literally going to start building out my plans for everything. It should also make some templates that will help keep us on track. All right, so this is asking for our confirmation. And yep, I think this sounds good. All right, we can see it's really going into a lot of different detail here. Probably maybe too much, but really nice to see how much you can just build with this very quickly. All right, we can see on screen it is finished with our daily update, and we can start today. We can just run our daily startup, and we can do September the 12th. So let's do that. I'm literally just gonna run this, grab that, and let's see what happens. All right, so we can see it's telling me what to focus on and how to really block everything. Very standard stuff. We could just refine this to do a lot more, especially like maybe journaling what I thought, what I did well, and then also make sure that it's getting the metrics done for me. All right, we showed how we can use AI tooling, not just for coding, but actually for personal productivity. This is not just for individual productivity. You can actually use this in teams and really accelerate your team's productivity and communication a lot more than it could before. You can get consistency across teams' outputs, reduce context switching, faster stakeholder communication. Imagine every time you commit code, a message goes out to your Slack channel that, hey, this code has been committed and this is what I worked on, automatically giving all the relevant information that you didn't have to manually type yourself. Just streamline development workflow. Briefly covered how you can do this, but the way you should always start is we start small, pick one non-coding workflow, like research or documentation to get started, and then measure the impact. Does it actually save you time? Is it actually giving you better results, or is it actually taking time away from you? And it's not just the usage. This is very important. A lot of people get caught up, me included. It's the hype, it's what we should be doing, but sometimes the results don't match what we expect. And that's fine. You can dial it back, maybe try a different approach. Really approach this in a systematic way. Once you've measured the impact and you know it's saving you time, then you're doing a great job. You're not just using it. And the next step is you want to scale gradually. So you can add different MCPs for maybe accessing different contexts or sending out different requests or alerts, and that's great. But always make sure it's valuable. Don't just add it for the sake of adding complexity. Engineers, we love to do this, so hold yourselves back and really make sure it's working. And lastly, if you are putting this in a team setting, show them the reasons why it works and why to use the automation, not just, hey, this is the automation, do this. Explain the reasons why. And then once you've got the reasons why, go into the details of how best to use it and roll it out slowly. Don't try do it all at once. That would be my recommendation here. All right, so that's how smart people and smart teams are actually using AI tooling like OpenCode here, not just for coding, but also for workflow transformations. Most development teams are sitting on this goldmine and not even realizing it. So if you're a CTO or a team lead wondering how AI tools like this can fit into your development strategy, help teams navigate these exact decisions. So I've got a link down below if you want to book a free consultation for 15 minutes. We can talk if it is even needed or how you could approach this in your own team. So what non-coding workflows would you like to use to save you time? To hear in the comments down below. Always, if there's anything else you want me to cover, please drop me a comment and I'll happily engage you there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.